entrepreneurs are often high, like in talking of kind of like a psychological analysis, they're often very open and very creative. And the
Hmm.
downside to that is that you have loads of different ideas, and often loads of them are going to be, or several of them are going to be good and could be winners. To what
Hmm.
extent have you stayed focused on building your one business? Have you tried to launch several at a time, or have you dedicated yourself to one business and that's been it the whole way through? Because I've seen a lot of
So
entrepreneurs try
yeah,
to do a few at the same time, and they end up kind of half cooked on all of them.
yeah, that's a very good point, and I would use the term jumpy.
Mm,
It's very difficult. I do also have a property portfolio
mm,
that I have a single staff member run and manage. That is a side business which I make sure does not take up much of my time at all, if maybe half an hour to an hour a week maximum. I think I would agree with you. There's a lot of people I've seen throughout the years that have some great ideas, and they start one, and they start another, and they start another, and inevitably, like we said earlier, you have 24 hours in a day. You just can't put the time, effort, and focus in and give it that real deep thinking and deep work that is required to get something off the ground. My advice would be, at the beginning stages, do start a few things and find out what one you think is going to really take you to the heights you want to achieve in terms of scalability and enjoyment. But once you've found that one that you want to focus on, you must have the self-discipline to bolt down and say, I'm just going to focus on this, because there are some people on a very rare occasion that can launch multiple things and bring the right people in to manage those things and get them off the ground really quickly. But my argument would be you should start one business that can give you that scale anyway, and just hone all your efforts in on that, because plan Bs inevitably become plan As if you have them.
mm.
I don't believe you should ever have a plan B. It should just be all my efforts, all my belief into one thing. Because otherwise, if when the going gets tough, you say, "Oh, well, I'll just deal with that, or I'll just focus on that instead." And that's the trick. That's the trick of life. I think really, how much you really want it. Are you willing to stick in when the going gets hard? And if you've got a few other businesses on the go, it kind of they become focus rather than what you should be doing.
Mm.
So, yeah, my advice would be at the beginning, give it a go, try a few things out until you really find what you want to focus on. But then you must bolt down and really put some hard graft in. Simple as that.
So have that singular focus and know that it's something that's scalable. If it kicks off, it can really go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
set your personal goals first before you start any business. I think where do you want to be in 5 years' time? That kind of typical question. What do you want to achieve out of life? Where do you see your life going? What
Mm.
car do you want? What house do you want? Where do you want to live? How many houses do you want? All that sort of thing, and then make sure the business that you're starting can service that. Because if it can't, then maybe it's not the right thing. You've got a conflict there then of what you're trying to achieve versus what you can achieve. So
It's an interesting way to do it. So you set your life goals, and then you assess whether the business in hand is going to be a vehicle to achieve those, or whether that's going to be conflicting. So for example, if you want to travel all
100%.
the time, but you've got a business that is a physical shop, that might not
Yeah,
marry. So you have to
exactly.
rethink that.
It's
Yeah.
conflict from the beginning. Yeah, it will
Mm.
never work. You'll achieve success, but there'll be an internal conflict there, whether that's conscious or subconscious, that means you're not fully achieving what you should be achieving. So yeah, I'm a strong believer in that. You must set your personal goals before you start your business goals.